The wilderness is a powerful force. It can be beautiful and serene, but it can also be unforgiving. Survival in the forest is not a game. It demands respect, knowledge, and preparation. Before venturing into the wild, equip yourself with skills. Learn about the environment you'll face. Understanding the basics of survival can be the difference between life and death. Remember this: panic is your worst enemy. Stay calm, think clearly, use your head, and you'll dramatically increase your chances of making it back alive. The wild is a test. It will push you to your limits, but with the right mindset and the right skills, you can survive. In a survival situation, your first priority is shelter, but close behind is finding food. Your body needs energy to keep going. Remember, you can survive for weeks without food, but only days without water. Luckily, the forest provides. Look for edible plants. Berries are often a safe bet, but be careful. Some berries are poisonous. If you're unsure, don't eat it. Insects are another viable food source. They're packed with protein. Look under rocks and logs. Avoid brightly colored insects as they may be toxic. Remember, food is fuel. It keeps you going. Learn what you can eat in the wild. It might save your life. Water is your lifeline in the wilderness. You can survive for weeks without food, but only days without water. Finding clean water is essential. Look for running water sources like streams or rivers. Avoid stagnant water, as it can harbor dangerous bacteria. If you can't find running water, you can collect rainwater. Use a tarp or a large leaf to create a collection system. Always purify water before drinking. Boiling is the most effective method. Remember, dehydration is a serious threat. Stay hydrated. It's key to your survival. Trapping is a valuable skill for long-term survival in the forest. Small game, like rabbits and squirrels, can provide crucial protein. You can build simple traps using natural materials. Look for animal trails and areas with signs of activity. One effective trap is the snare. Use a thin, strong cord made from plant fibers or your shoelace. Fashion a loop and secure it to a sturdy branch. Place the loop along an animal trail. Check your traps frequently. A successful catch can mean the difference between sustenance and starvation. Remember, trapping requires patience and skill. Section 5. Shelter from the storm. In this section, we will explore the essential steps to create a safe haven in the wilderness. A shelter is your first line of defense against the elements. It shields you from harsh weather conditions like rain, wind, and snow. It provides warmth, protection, and a sense of security. A well-constructed shelter can significantly improve your chances of survival. Finding a suitable location is crucial. Look for a spot that is dry, flat, and free from potential hazards like falling branches or flooding. Look for natural shelters like rock overhangs or fallen trees. These can save you time and energy, providing immediate protection. If you can't find a natural shelter, you'll need to build one. Gather branches and leaves. These materials are abundant and can be used to create a sturdy structure. Create a lean-to structure by leaning branches against a fallen log or a large rock. This simple design is effective and quick to assemble. Pile leaves and debris on top for insulation. This layer will help trap heat and keep you warm throughout the night. Insulation is vital for warmth. Without it, you risk losing body heat rapidly, which can lead to hypothermia. Use dry leaves, pine needles, or moss to create a barrier between you and the cold ground. This not only provides comfort, but also prevents heat loss. Remember, a well-built shelter can mean the difference between a comfortable night and a miserable, potentially dangerous one. Take the time to construct it properly, ensuring all gaps are filled and the structure is stable. Your survival depends on it. Section 6. Building your lifeboat. Building a shelter is like constructing a lifeboat in a sea of wilderness. It's your primary defense against the elements, a crucial skill for survival. Your shelter is your sanctuary. It's where you find solace and safety amidst the unpredictable forces of nature. It's your haven from the storm. A well-built shelter can shield you from rain, wind, and even snow, providing a much-needed respite. And building it correctly can be the difference between a night of relative comfort and a night of misery. A poorly constructed shelter can leave you exposed and vulnerable. Imagine the difference between a well-built shelter that keeps you dry and warm, and a makeshift one that collapses in the middle of the night. Start by finding a suitable location. The right spot can make all the difference in the effectiveness of your shelter. Ideal spots are near water sources, which provide easy access to hydration and resources, on higher ground for drainage to avoid flooding during rainstorms, and under the cover of dense trees for protection from the elements. Trees can act as a natural barrier against wind and precipitation. Once you've found your spot, gather materials. The quality of your materials will directly impact the durability of your shelter. Look for sturdy branches for the framework. These will form the backbone of your shelter, and leaves, ferns and moss for insulation. These natural materials will help keep the cold at bay. Remember, build big enough to lie down comfortably, ensuring you have enough space to rest and move, but small enough to conserve body heat. A compact shelter retains warmth more effectively. A well-insulated shelter will trap your body heat and keep you warm even on the coldest nights. Insulation is key to maintaining a stable and comfortable temperature inside your shelter. Section 7. Finding your way back. Getting lost is a real danger in the wilderness. Panic can set in quickly, but staying calm is crucial. If you've wandered off the trail, your priority is to find your way back. Familiarize yourself with basic navigation techniques before venturing out. The sun is a natural compass. It rises in the east and sets in the west. Use the sun's position to get your bearings. If you have a watch, you can use it as a compass. Pay attention to your surroundings. Note landmarks like distinctive trees, rock formations, or water features. These can help you retrace your steps. Section 8. Nature's compass and signposts. Nature provides clues to help you find your way. These clues are all around us, waiting to be discovered and interpreted. By learning to read these natural signs, you can navigate through the wilderness with confidence and ease. The sun, the stars, even the trees themselves can act as guides. Each element of nature has its own story to tell, and by understanding these stories you can find your way even in the most unfamiliar terrain. Remember, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This simple fact can be a powerful tool when you're trying to determine direction during the day. Use this knowledge to maintain your sense of direction. For instance, if you know it's morning and the sun is in front of you, you're heading west. Conversely, if it's afternoon and the sun is in front of you, you're heading east. If you're traveling east in the morning, the sun will be at your back. This can help you stay on course and avoid getting lost. At night, the stars can be your compass. Locate the North Star, which always points north. This star has been a reliable guide for travelers for centuries. To find it, locate the Big Dipper constellation. The Big Dipper is one of the most recognizable constellations in the night sky. The two stars at the end of the Big Dipper's cup point to the North Star. This method of finding the North Star is simple yet effective, and it can be a lifesaver when you're navigating at night. Trees can also provide subtle clues. Moss often grows more heavily on the north side of trees in the northern hemisphere. This is because the north side of trees tends to be shadier and more moist, creating an ideal environment for moss to thrive. Use these natural signposts to aid in your navigation. By paying attention to these details, you can enhance your ability to find your way in the wild. Nature's compass and signposts are always there, ready to guide you on your journey. Section 9. Signaling for rescue. If you're lost or injured, signaling for help is essential. Creating visible signals can alert rescuers to your location. Find an open area where your signal will be visible from the air. Use bright-colored clothing or gear to create a contrast against the natural environment. A fire with lots of smoke is another effective signal. Keep a fire going at all times if possible. The smoke can be seen for miles. If you have a mirror or any reflective surface, use it to signal for help. Angle the mirror to reflect sunlight towards aircraft or distant rescuers. These signals can be lifesavers in a desperate situation. Section 10. The will to survive. Survival in the wilderness is as much a mental challenge as a physical one. Fear, doubt, and despair can cripple your resolve. But the will to live, the determination to see your loved ones again, can fuel you to keep going. Remember, survival is about adapting, improvising, and never giving up hope. It's about digging deep within yourself and finding the strength you never knew you had. Stay positive, focus on the tasks at hand, and never lose sight of the goal, making it home. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Section 11, conclusion. Nature is your teacher. The wilderness can be a harsh teacher, but it's also a wise one. It teaches us respect for the natural world, the importance of preparedness, and the indomitable spirit of the human will. Remember, survival is not about conquering nature, but about coexisting with it. Learn from its lessons, respect its power, and never underestimate the importance of knowledge, skill, and a tenacious spirit. The wilderness is a test, but with the right mindset and the right skills, you can not only survive, you can thrive.